Hi everybody! Welcome to another week of Maker's Monday. I am Anastasia Radloff, aka Stampin Blondie, and I'm back for another week of your live step-by-step crafting fun. I hope you all had an amazing week last week. I took a little bit of a time off and a break from Maker's Monday last week, and it was exactly what I needed to be able to recharge after prepping for 5 different events 2 weeks ago. It was crazy, and then last week was actually my first week back at work in person after my foot surgery, so I definitely needed a little bit of a break there last week. So if you are joining me live today, make sure say hi, comment, let me know that you're following along. It's always fun to see where everybody is joining me from each week. Now, just a little bit of a heads up, we are having a really big storm roll through here in Tucson right now. So fingers crossed my internet will keep on going and we won't have any power outages. But just to let you know, there's kind of a big storm going on right now. So hopefully everything is good to go. So it looks like I am live here on Facebook. Make sure to comment, say hi, let me know you're watching. Hi Karn, hi Connie, hi Carol. It's always fun to see everybody. If you're watching this via replay here on YouTube or Facebook or on my YouTube channel, make sure to comment replay and let me know that you are joining me this week. So today I'm going to be featuring 2 projects featuring the Counting Sheep stamp set and the coordinating sheep dies from our Saleabration catalog. Now, can you believe Saleabration is already halfway over? We have 1 month left exactly from today of our last Saleabration of 2021. Like, where did August go? It just kind of flew by there. So today I'll be bringing you these 2 coordinating projects that feature the sheep stamp set and the sheep dies. Now, these are both redeemable with a $50 qualifying purchase. So you can choose one or the other or get both on your next order. But just a heads up, the sheep dies are while supplies last. Once those dies are gone, they are not going to be restocked. So if you had to choose one or the other, the dies or the stamp set, I would pick the dies first and then the stamp set if you needed to do a separate order. All right, so let's go ahead and switch the camera. It looks like we've got a good turnout here today. Hi, Kathy, Kay, Linda, Chris. Oh, good, Chris, you were able to watch here live. Thanks for joining me from the other side of Tucson. It looks like you got some rain. Yeah, Linda, it just poured on my way home from work today and it's still raining. So it's supposed to rain all week. So hopefully that doesn't cause more flooding like we have already had here in Tucson. All right, let's go ahead and swap our camera and get started for the day. So the first thing that I want to let everybody know is tomorrow is the final day to sign up for my Plentiful Plants 8x8 decor, wall decor framed art class. So if you are wanting to attend, this is both an in-person and virtual via Zoom class. So no matter where you are in the United States, you can join me for this class. The best thing about this is that there's no stamping on this entire project. So if you're into paper crafting, but maybe stamping's not your thing, you can join us for this Plentiful Plants stamp set or stamp class, well, Plentiful Plants class. This includes the 8x8 frame, a full package of the Plentiful Plants Designer Series paper, and then a couple other goodies that will be included in the box. So if you are wanting to attend the in-person class here in Tucson, it is Saturday, September 11th at 11 a.m. and then online Sunday, September 12th at 11 a.m. So that online one will be recorded. So if you are not able to join in person at that time, but you still want to attend the class, you can sign up for the virtual one. It will be recorded and you'll be sent a video so that you can watch it at your own time as well. So this is my Plentiful Plants wall decor class. Deadline to register for this is tomorrow. I have to place the order for these items as soon as possible, so make sure to register. And includes the details on what it includes will be in the link in the description of this video once I am done tonight. So Plentiful Plants class, 8x8 wall decor class, a little something different than cards. We do a lot of cards, so we wanted to try to switch it up a little bit with a wall decor class. Also ending tomorrow is my August Sale Away promotion. So if you are interested in taking a part of this, for orders $30 above, you receive a free package of embellishments, Orders of $50 and more receive a free designer series paper of your choice. Orders $100 or more receive a $25 product credit off their order, and orders $150 or more receive a $40 product credit off their order. Now this is combinable with Stampin' Rewards and Saleabration. So if your item order is over $50, you can choose Saleabration items, and if your order is over $150, you get Stampin' Rewards on top of that. Now if you want to place an order, you'll need to email me your order, stampinblondie@gmail.com. That is so I can include your free items on your order, and it'll all ship together from Stampin' Up to you. So deadline for this is tomorrow, last day to take advantage of my Sale Away promotion. And if you're interested in placing an order, you need to email me by tomorrow so that I can get that in for you. All right, let's see. Also talking about sailing. So if you have been watching me for a while, I have been updating you on the status of my first ever incentive trip. So Stampin' Up! Hosts an incentive trip each year for the top 1% of demonstrators in the company. And the incentive trip for next year, so we have until September 30th to be able to earn this trip, is a Western Caribbean cruise sailing out of Miami on the world's largest cruise ship, the Royal Caribbean Symphony of the Seas. Now I am so excited to give you an update. So last time we did 5 little check marks off of my incentive trip tracker, and today I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have earned my very first incentive trip through Stampin' Up! And I am so thankful for everybody's help here, for hosting classes over the past year, from placing your order, from attending my classes and events. I cannot say thank you enough. I'm gonna get all teary-eyed, so just disregard that. I am so excited and thankful for your support and appreciative of everything that you have done for me over the past year. I look forward to continuing to bring you more and more classes in the new Stampin' Up! Year, which starts October 1st, and I look forward to bringing you more Makers Monday and just bring everything that I can to you each month from Stampin' Blondie. So once again, thank you everybody who has followed my journey on earning the incentive trip. I literally could not have done this without my amazing customers, my amazing Stampin' Blondie team, and I'm so thankful for everything that you guys have done for me. So yep, I hit the magical 40,000 points, and a month early. My goal was September 30th to earn that, and I did that on Saturday, so very exciting. All right, the last announcement I have is my September Holiday Card Club. The details on this will be coming out tomorrow on how to register for September's class. Now, August in-person class sold out. So if you are wanting to attend September's in-person class, you're going to want to register as soon as possible. I'm capping registration at 14 people, so just so that we can be safe with COVID and just keep numbers low. So if you are wanting to attend September's in-person card club, then you'll want to register as soon as you can when that is released tomorrow. Virtually by Zoom is unlimited, so we can have as many people online as possible. Now, in person will be September 28th, virtual will be September 29th, and the virtual one is recorded and emailed out to you so that you can watch if you're not able to join us as well during that. You'll create 6 holiday projects. It's 3 different designs, 2 of each design. And I don't have the stamp set in front of me, so you'll just have to keep an eye out on the email tomorrow coming out on how to register for September's card club. If you are not a part of my email list, you're going to want to sign up for the link in the description of this video tonight, because everybody that's on my link and newsletter has priority for my classes. So it'll go out to my newsletter registrants first, and then it'll be announced on Facebook. So deadline to register for this will be September 10th. So that's coming up quick. If you're wanting to attend September's Holiday Card Club, we had a lot of fun last month, created some really fun projects with the Whimsy and Wonder Suite. So I'm very excited for September. Okay, our projects today are featuring the Counting Sheep stamp set and the sheep dies, the coordinating sheep dies from our Saleabration brochure. So I'm slowly making my way through my Saleabration series for Makers Monday. So we have already done about half of the items in here and excited about creating the rest of the projects in here. Okay, so Penny, congratulations on winning your trip. So I earned the trip. I didn't win it, I earned it. It was a lot of hard work, but thank you. Kathy, yes, I did make the incentive trip. Saturday, I earned the incentive trip. There were so many people following along and cheering me on, so I'm excited. But yes, I did earn the incentive trip. Very, very excited to sail away on the Royal Caribbean Symphony of the Seas May of next year. I've never been on that ship. I did the itinerary February of last year, but it's actually different stops, so I'm excited to go on that as well. Okay, counting sheep today. We are back with Makers Monday, and we are going to create some really fun projects. Now, here is the stamp set. It is a traditional red rubber stamp. So it is just like our old wooden block stamps. So we've got the traditional red rubber. Now this, like I mentioned, has the coordinating sheep dies. These are both for a redeemable free with a $50 purchase. So if you have a $100 order, you can get the stamp set and the dies. The dies are while supplies last. So you want to make sure, if you can only do a $50 order each time, go for the dies first. And then make sure you get the stamp set in that second order. Just in case there's any supply issues, you'll want to have the dies before they sell out. Our two projects today are right here, and they are super cute. Now, I am actually going to be using the Hippo and Friends stamp set. That's where I got the thank you so much. I felt like Stampin' Up! Could have really put in some funny puns to this sheep set, but luckily we have the Hippo and Friends stamp set to be able to create some other fun punny projects to go along with this. So if you are new, each week I have a free PDF on my website, stampinblondie.com. This has all of the item names, item numbers, the prices of all the projects I'm going to be creating today, as well as at the bottom, the dimensions for the projects. So stampinblondie.com, first post that's up there, you can go online and pull the free PDF and pair it with this video, and then you can create the projects that we're going to make today. So if you are new also, we have something that I do each week called Prize Patrol. So Prize Patrol is really, really easy to enter. All you have to do is share my video, this video right here, and comment that you shared. Sometimes Facebook doesn't always let me know who has shared based on your security settings. So if you comment shared after you've done it, then I compare the numbers and figure out who shared. So 2 weeks ago, we did a prize patrol for the Berry Blessings Designer Series paper and the coordinating Berry Blessings stamp set. Now, this paper will be cut down to 6x6 when I ship it. It's much easier to ship 6x6 Designer Series paper than it is a full 12x12. So these are one prize patrol together. And our winner from 2 weeks ago was Gail Collins. I'm not sure, normally she watches, so I hope she's watching today. Gail, you are our prize patrol winner from last week. So congratulations, Gail. And our prize patrol for this week is let me grab that, the Counting Sheep stamp set. So if you do not have the Counting Sheep stamp set, you're gonna want to share this video to be entered into this week's prize patrol. Okay, let's go ahead and get started on our two projects. The first one I'm gonna do here is this one right here. Now this is a lot of fun. We're gonna be doing some stenciling techniques and some different die cutting. So I am gonna use the dies to show you those as well. So let's get started. The first thing I have is a piece of Coastal Cabana cardstock. Coastal Cabana cardstock. This is 5.5 by 8.5. And it's cut at 4 1/4. So a regular sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, cut at 5.5 and scored down the middle. And I have a piece of Bright Designer Series paper. If you aren't too familiar with these are our paper packs that we have. They're kind of separate from our other Designer Series paper. And these are by color family. So we have a Brights, Subtles, Neutrals, Regals, and then 2 different packs by our In Colors. And there's different designs on each side and a variety of other designs in these paper packs too. So if you're looking for just a basic set of Designer Series paper to match your projects, these packages of Designer Series paper are really good for that. All right, gotta get my adhesive here to catch. There we go. And I'm gonna use my Stampin' Seal adhesive and we're gonna place that right in the middle of our paper. Oh no, it got stuck before I could place it. There we go. And there. Okay, so I have already pre-cut a piece of basic white cardstock. Now this is using the scallop contour dies. And I've also pre-cut another one using the coordinating sheep dies. So in the die set, there are these 2 little cloud dies. So I created my own stencil with them to be able to cut and make some clouds into our paper. Now I cut it to be the same size so I know exactly where my clouds are gonna go onto my scallop paper. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a couple pieces of washi tape and I'm just gonna hold down my scallop contour die here. And we're gonna place that right on top so everything lines up. And 2 more pieces of washi tape to hold that down as well. I like to do the 2 layers of washi tape because one will hold down the bottom, one will hold on down the top, and it'll really keep everything secure when you are using this as a stencil. So I'm gonna come in with my Coastal Cabana ink pad, and these are our sponge daubers. They're kind of like little finger daubers. They're really fun to use. These are, they come in a pack in the back of the catalog, and they're really cheap. They're like $7, I think. Let me see. I have it on my little, my free PDF tells me $5. They are $5 in the catalog. And so I'm gonna take my dauber. I have one dedicated to each color. I don't wanna mix and match my inks, so that's why I keep it all together and have one dauber per color just to not mix everything up. So I'm gonna take my dauber and just tap it onto my stencil that I've made. Now these are, because they're clouds, I don't want them to be fully filled in. I just want to give them like the puffy look. So just a couple taps will create that stenciled image. And that's it. Very simple to do. You don't need a ton of skill level to be able to create your own stencils. And so we're gonna peel off our washi tape and peel off our stencil, and there we go. We have, and you can reuse this over and over again too. So I'm gonna put that off to the side so I can keep that for other projects. And then we're gonna peel off our washi tape on the bottom. And the best part about washi tape is that you can use that over and over again as well. So I'll put that off to the side. Now, before I lay that down, I'm going to use a Stampin Blends marker for this part, but there is, on the stamp set, there is this little grass, little image that you can stamp down the bottom here. But I found that the dark shaded spruce Stampin Blend, you can get the same effect by just doing little lines. It's quick and easy, and you can see exactly where you're drawing. Now, of course, I'm doing various big and small little lines, and you can get as detailed as you want. I'm just quickly going here so you guys can get the picture, but I'm just creating a little bit of grass down there for my sheep. All right, stamping. So now we're gonna do some stamping. I've got a spare piece of basic white cardstock. We're going to use our Tuxedo Black Memento ink and our sheep. I like to use this little like disco looking sheep. I've seen some fun cards where they've made like little disco balls and the sheep's doing like the little staying alive dance. But we're gonna do this jumping sheep and the dancing sheep here. And they do have these little pieces that come out. Those are not meant to stay on when you stamp. The reason they're cut out in the middle is when you ink it up, then you're not gonna get black or whatever color you're using picked up in the negative space on the sheep. So you don't have to worry about getting a halo effect on the middle. And all three of the sheeps have that little piece that you can just pop out. Again, I've seen some demonstrators do some really crazy things with these pieces, like make giraffe print, and it's very unique what people do with these negative spaces. But I'm just quickly stamping it onto my basic white cardstock. Now, before I die cut it, I'm going to color it. Apparently when I made this, I did not know that black sheep do not have pink faces. So disregard the pink faces on my black sheep. We're gonna make it look like a black sheep. You think for a girl that grew up in Iowa, I would know what sheep look like, but apparently I don't. So we are gonna use the basic black Stampin Blends. Now, with all Stampin Blends, there is a light and a dark, and you could be saying, how is there a light dark and how is there a light or a dark black and a light black? Isn't that just gray? No. So there are various shades of black here, and we're gonna use the light basic black to color the arms and legs and the ears of the sheep. So there we go. And here. And then the dark basic black we're gonna use for the hooves. So here, and we're just quickly coloring in. With Stampin Blends, it's great because you don't even have to get the entire sheep colored. It kind of spreads and it fills in some spaces if you miss just a little bit. Now, when you use Stampin Blends, you always want to make sure your workspace is covered because they can bleed through the paper. They're meant to be layered on top of each other and blended together. So the more you blend the colors together, the more it's going to saturate your paper and go through. So always, always make sure that you use a protective paper on your workspace when you're using Stampin Blends. All right, now we're going to color in the face. And I'm just using light basic black, and I'm just gonna do a light wash on it. And this is what the sheep are supposed to look like, not have petal pink faces. I think I started with petal pink and then I was like, okay, well, what color then do I do the legs? I probably should have Googled what a sheep looks like, but you know, just got into it. Okay, next we're going to use our sheep dies. So with these, because they are intricate designs, I am going to use washi tape to hold these down. If you have a die cut machine and you've never used washi tape when you use dies, it's going to be a life changer for you. It holds it down in place as you run it through so that nothing is going to shake and shimmy and move when you run it through the machine. And a little piece of washi tape. We'll hold it right there. Now I'm gonna trim this down because we are gonna use our mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. These fit through the mini machine, so you can use that, but my paper is just too big. So there, we've got our dies, perfect size for the mini machine. Here's our mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. There we go. And we are gonna use platform number 1 and then our number 2 plates, and we're gonna sandwich the dies in between. Now, if you have a mini machine and you're saying, I don't like it, it doesn't catch, you need to offset your plates. So let me show you as I run this through. Your top plate needs to stick out further, as you can see here. You just put your top plate out further than the other two, and then it'll catch it and bring it through. So there were some questions when the machine first came out, if it was defective because it wasn't catching anything. As long as you offset your dies, it'll work. This mini machine is a lot lighter than our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, the big one. So you want to offset the plates to be able to get them to run through the machine. Okay, we've got our dies. We're gonna put those off to the side. We're gonna use them again. And here's our sheep and our card. We can add our scallop contour to our card base, and I'm just using Stampin' Seal for this. We're gonna place that right in the middle. Our 2 sheep, we're gonna use Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of those. And after having a class, I have about 8 Stampin' Dimensional sheets that are now half used. So I am gonna be working my way through those. So we're gonna put our sheep here and another one here at the bottom. Now this little sun is also from the dies. So let's find out where I put them. Where did I put my sheep dies at? There they are, right in front of my face. All right, we have our little sun, and we're gonna run this through the mini machine too. So we've got mini machine, plates, and add our top plate and run it through. See, when you offset your plates, they'll catch right away. So if you had any issues before with your mini machine not working, just offset those plates and it'll run it through right away. And there is our sun. We're gonna use that again too. Put that off to the side. Bring in our card here. We're gonna add our sun right there with a little bit of liquid glue and our sentiment. So I have a piece of, I can grab it, Coastal Cabana cardstock. This is 3 3/4 by 2, and we are going to stamp this with our basic black. So we've got You're Amazing for our sentiment. Now this is cut longer than we need it, and I did that so that I could flag the ends of our cardstock. So we've got our stamp, and I felt like You Are Amazing. They could have easily done you like EWE and done a really fun pun there, but that's okay. I just need to be hired as a designer for Stampin' Up and let them know that they can do all these fun punny things. So we're flagging the ends of our sentiment here, and I'm just gonna cut up the middle and go from corner to that middle cut and corner to the middle, and that will ensure that my my angles on both sides are great. So we are going to, I'm just going to use liquid glue on this just because it's so small. It's easier to adhere it with the liquid glue. And I can move my sun because I had it with liquid glue there. And then the final piece here, we're gonna use basic rhinestone jewels. Love rhinestones. And I'm using the small size. So this comes 3 different sizes, small, medium, and large rhinestones. So we're gonna use 3 of the small ones and place that right there. And that is our second card. So Carol likes the one with the pink faces. So let me know which one you like. Do you like the black faces since it matches the black legs? Do you like the pink? I don't know, I'm torn. I think they're both pretty cute. But in actuality, I don't really know what a sheep looks like that detailed, so I should probably Google search that for next time. But the next sheep that we're gonna make look really great. And they actually do coordinate with each other there. So let me grab the card if I can find it. Here it is, underneath the stamp set. So this card features the really fun, it's the animal print embossing folder. So I actually have to grab that, and we're gonna use the big machine on that because I must have forgotten to cut that piece. So let me grab that really quick here. So we're gonna use Pool Party paper, which I rarely use Pool Party for my projects. It is a card color that I don't really use too often, but we're gonna use it today. And I have to get the big machine out for this because the embossing folder won't fit. I had everything ready. And the handle just fell off. Okay, awesome. So the handle fell off because my screw wasn't tightened up all the way. So we are gonna just roll with it and I'll fix it once we're done. There's a screw in here that holds everything together. So, okay, because I forgot everything today, we're gonna cut this. This is 3 3/4 by 5 1/8. My basic size of matting. And we're gonna run that through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, the big size, and we're gonna use the animal print embossing folder. Now here's that embossing folder. Kind of hard to see. If you put my hand behind it, then you guys can see it. So this is not a 3D embossing folder. So like all the other embossing folders I have are 3D. Excuse me, got a tickle in my throat. So what we're gonna do is embossing folders that are thin like this one. It's a different type. So you're still gonna use platform 1, and we're gonna use our plates. I can grab them. We're gonna use our regular plates. There's no platform 2. Like if you're die cutting, you would use this platform and then your plates, but we're not die cutting, we're just embossing. So platform 1, plate 3, and plate 3 on top. And we're gonna run it through and emboss. We all have loose screws, yeah. Apparently today is not my day. Ugh. Get this heavy machine out of the way. All right, so the animal print embossing folder, this is actually from the annual catalog. It's kind of a hidden gem in the back. I really like this texture. It's fun, and it is not super crazy on embossing. It just gives a little bit of texture, and it really brings a lot of fun to the project. All right, let's get everything situated here. We have our Pool Party cardstock. This is cut to 5.5 by 8.5, same size as our last project. And this is where we're gonna layer our animal print embossing. Now I'm just gonna use Stampin' Seal on this. You don't have to have Stampin' Seal Plus. This is it's not too intricate where the Stampin' Seal will work fine with it. We also have a piece of, this is called the Pattern Party paper. pattern party paper. This is a hostess reward in our annual catalog. It has a ton of designer series paper. This is probably the biggest package of designer series paper I have ever seen us offer. Now this is great because on one side it has different colored paper. The other side is all black and white designs. So you can color that with Stampin' Blends, with Stampin' Blending brushes, however you want to color that in. And this is cut to 3 by 4 here. Now I've pre-cut using crumb cake cardstock. This is from the dies, the sheep dies. There is this little fencing here as part of the dies. So that is pre-cut using crumb cake cardstock. Now our fun bedazzling paper, this is also a Saleabration item. So we're gonna cut that sun using our mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So we're using all our machines today. And we're gonna die cut the sun out. And that's gonna be a little sparkle on our paper here. And with this bedazzling paper, it doesn't stick in the die because it's textured, so it just pops right out, which is really fun too. All right, we're gonna stamp our sheep now. We're gonna do the same thing that we did before. We're gonna cut those out with our dies. So let's bring our sheep dies in. That one doesn't want to get off the table. There we go. Same tuxedo black Memento ink. Because we're gonna be using Stampin' Blends again, you want to use tuxedo black ink. Remember a couple weeks ago I mentioned how to figure out which black you need to use. Stinky versus non-stinky. So our Stampin' Blends are alcohol based, so they have a scent to them. Our Memento ink does not, so that's how you know stinky versus non-stinky. And then Stays On has a very distinctive smell to it, so that's when you use your watercolor pencils because they don't have any scent to them at all. All right, so our sheep are going to be colored in with these Stampin' Blends. Now these are kind of another hidden gem. They come together in a combo pack. It is bronze and ivory Stampin' Blends. So you wouldn't think of those being as a combination, but they are in the catalog. They're great for combining together to create different skin tones. You can use these and do different variations and lightness and darkness of skin tones. But today we are using it to color in sheep. So again, with your Stampin' Blends, you're going to want to use paper to cover up your workspace so that you don't, I'm going to use the brush end, so that you don't get any of that onto wherever you are working. Stampin' Blends bleed through the paper depending on how much you blend them together. So ivory and bronze, two Stampin' Blend markers that are really fun to work with together. We are also going to use, like I mentioned on this project, we're going to be using the Hippo Happiness stamp set. Now there are two sentiments that work really well with these sheep. The U-E-W-E are special and thank you so much. So I did the thank you so much on my first project, and I'm going to do the you are special on this one. Now this is also the Hippo and Friends dies. Now these were a bundle in our previous annual catalog. Now they're available separately. So I'm going to be using this smaller die, but look at all these dies you get in this Hippo and Friends die set. I really got it because of these fun stitched dies. So it's really fun to create with this stamp set and kind of mix and match things that aren't really meant to go together, but they are gonna be used together by me. All right, we have our disco sheep here, and let me get some more washi tape. That one's losing its stick a little bit. So there's our first one, our jumping sheep here, And then I'm gonna add this in the upper corner because we're just gonna cut that out all at the same time. And then one last die. So this sheep here is waving the white flag, and we're gonna put that one here and die cut this all at the same time. So if you can minimize your die cutting and do all of this at once, even better. Then you don't have to go back and forth between the machine and die cutting and bringing it back out to die cut again. If you can find a piece of paper and everything will fit, do it all at once. All right, we're gonna run this through, offset my plates, and it's gonna make crunching and cracking noises. That's normal. So run it through. There we go. Put a little muscle power behind it. Paper's all crooked. There we go. And with our washi tape, it holds everything in place for running that through the machine. So now we can pop out our sheep and put our dies so we don't lose them. And our flag. Now the white flag will need to be popped out because it's really thin at the base. So on the back of the dies, there are these little holes, and you can take your pick tool and just poke them through, and the paper will just pop right out of there. And then our die cut sentiment piece, and then we can stamp on that. And that can go in the garbage. All right, now we're just gonna layer everything. So let me get all my die cuts here. We'll stamp our sentiment. So I'm gonna use the You Are Special here. I'm gonna use Pool Party ink for this. Like I mentioned, Pool Party is not a color I frequently use, but I thought that it was really fun to have this stand out while we were, my Pool Party ink. I had it. See, this is what happens when you don't know what you're doing. There it is. It was right next to my little basket. I put everything in a basket for Makers Monday each week. And so it's all ready to go and I can just grab it. And I must have taken it out when I grabbed my Coastal Cabana. So, oh, Janice, I'm glad you're on here. I hope you're still on here. So you were my Prize Patrol winner from a few weeks ago, and I sent you a Facebook message. I'm not sure because we're not friends. It may not have gone through, but I need your address so that I can send you your winning. So just send me a Facebook message with your address and I will send you your Prize Patrol from a few weeks ago. I've been trying to get a hold of you, but sometimes Facebook doesn't like that. It's wonky. All right, our Stampin' Dimensionals are gonna go back onto our sentiment piece here. And there we go. That's gonna go here in the left corner. We're gonna add our sun, which who knows where that went. That may get left off of this one. Oh, there it is. We're gonna add this with our liquid glue and let that sit while we put the rest of the project on. Because this is a little bit of thicker paper, it may take a little bit more time to bond together, so I just want to do that first. Now our little, here's our guy. He is behind the fencing with his hands hanging out. So how I did that is I added a little bit of liquid glue here onto the fence. And then I took the sheep and I placed his hands hanging out the edge, and then the glue is already on the fence, so it grabbed onto the sheep. And then we can add more glue to the back of the sheep to glue it all together at once. So here we go. And then our fence is just gonna hang off a little bit from the edge. Looks like my internet's breaking up a little bit. Like I said, guys, a big storm came through, so hopefully it's still good. All right, and then this sheep, we're gonna do the same thing with this white flag. we're gonna add a little bit of liquid glue into his hand area. Flip it over, and we're just gonna stick that underneath so he's waving the white flag there. And I forgot to put liquid glue on the back of that to hold that down too, so that'll just tuck under his hand here. And can angle it so that it'll all stick down there. And that is our second project, using the Counting Sheep stamp set and the coordinating sheep dies. Now, like I mentioned, both of these are for Saleabration. They're $50 redeemable items. If you aren't able to place a $100 order and get both at the same time, make sure to go for the dies first and then place your $50 order for the stamp set separate, because the dies are while supplies last. The stamp set is going to be in stock until the end of Saleabration. All right, so let's bring in our projects for today. We've got all of these here. Let me know which one is your favorite. I think that this little sparkly sun one is probably my favorite. And then I like the pink faces on the sheep, but the black one looks great as well. So let me know which one's your favorite here. I think I like them both, but the sun with the sparkle paper is definitely my favorite. All right, so thank you everybody for joining me for another week of Makers Monday. Now next week, Monday is Labor Day, so I will not actually be in Arizona. So I will not be doing a Makers Monday next week. Now, unfortunately, there will not be a Technique Tuesday as well, just because I will be getting in later to Tucson and I won't have time to prep for that next week. So join me in 2 weeks for another week of Makers Monday, where we will continue on with projects in my Saleabration series. Until then, have a wonderful week. Bye.